The first step in the recrystallization process is to heat your solvent, in this case water, in a separate beaker on the hot plate. You want to heat the solvent till just under its boiling point. You then want to pipette the water slowly into the beaker with your impure compound. You want to add enough solvent into your impure compound to the point where nothing else appears to be dissolving. If there is anything that appears to be undissolved within your impure compound beaker, these will be your impurities that you will later filter out. The next step in recrystallization is to remove your impure compound beaker from the hot plate and set it on the lab bench. You then want to add your weighed charcoal into your impure compound beaker. The charcoal is added to absorb any color impurities present in the impure compound. The impure compound with the charcoal present can now be put back on the hot plate just under its boiling point to await the next step. Next, you want to set up your gravity filtration, which in this case is a powder funnel fitted with a fluted filter paper above an Erlenmeyer flask. Next, you want to add a small amount of your solvent, again water, into your fluted filter paper to heat up. You want to use fluted filter paper in a powder funnel as opposed to a 60-degree funnel and normal filter paper, as fluted filter paper has less surface area in contact with the funnel. This will prevent premature cooling of your impure compound, which would result in crystals. You want to use the powder funnel as opposed to the 60 degrees glass funnel, as the glass funnel has too narrow of a stem. This stem could result in premature crystallization as a result of cooling, and this recrystallization in the neck of the stem can cause a blockage and will cause problems for your glass funnel. Next, you want to slowly add your impure compound through the funnel and filter paper into the flask. As you do this, the solution in the flask will appear clear as opposed to black like the impure compound does with the charcoal. As you filter, the liquid in the flask will appear clear. This is because you filtered out all of the solid impurities with the filter paper and all of the color impurities with the charcoal. Next, you want to remove the powder funnel and fluted filter paper from the top of the Erlenmeyer flask and set your solution aside where it cannot be disturbed to allow crystals to form. If you need to induce crystallization, you can take a glass stir rod and gently scrape the side of the Erlenmeyer flask. This will induce crystallization. In addition, if you need to cool your solution faster, you can put your Erlenmeyer flask into a cold water bath and scratch the sides of the glass. This will induce crystallization faster than leaving it on the countertop to cool. The next step in the process is to suction filtrate out your crystals from the rest of your solution in your Erlenmeyer flask. One thing to keep in mind when using a Buchner funnel is to make sure that the filter paper entirely covers all of the holes inside of the funnel. You will then quickly swirl your solution in your Erlenmeyer flask around and quickly dump it into the Buchner funnel, which has been hooked up to the vacuum. Finally, at the end of suction filtration, once the machine is turned off, you should be left with your pure crystals at the bottom of the Buchner funnel. These crystals will appear white as all of the impurities have been removed through the various steps in this process. In addition, you should just have water left over in your Erlenmeyer flask, as all of the other impurities and solution have been removed earlier on in the process.